You know what you want to do in retirement, but do you know how to get there? Join Gary and Don Crawford of Pinnacle Retirement Advisors for Retirement with Pinnacle, Saturday mornings at 9 to get answers to your retirement planning questions. Plan today so you can do the things you've always dreamt about doing in retirement. Don't miss Retirement with Pinnacle with Gary and Don Crawford, Saturday mornings at 9. Firm offers insurance services. Investment advisory services offered only by duly registered individuals through AE Wealth Management, LLC.
This hour of Ocala Talks is brought to you in part by Blockers Furniture. Go see all their specials at blockersfurniture.com.
This is Ocala Talks with Tom Schmidt, bringing stories that are important to our community in and around Ocala. Plus, of course, a splash of sports as well. Now, here's your host, Tom.
Good Thursday morning. Welcome to Ocala Talks. I'm your host, Tom Schmitz, coming to you from the studios of WOCA Radio, located just off the runway at the Ocala International Airport in the Brick City, beautiful Ocala, Florida. On a day where it started warm, going to get in the mid-80s today. Back to where I like it. Galen, from Life South joins us, as he does every day, brought to you by Palm Garden Health and Rehabilitation Center, JustShip.net, and Penn, Florida. Galen, good morning to you.
Hey, what's going on, Tom? I don't know what today's going to bring, but the weather's going to be fantastic. Record high. That's what I like to hear. That's what I want every single day. Record highs.
Record high. I'm okay with record highs.
Record highs. Global warming is finally starting to work. This climate change that I've been really pushing, doing everything I can to get done is starting to pay off.
So
8 years we're going to fall off the cliff.
There we go.
If I can, let's go. Let's go.
That's what I'm saying. So overnight, I saw a news report overnight that incensed me, and I'm surprised that you didn't start the show with it, because if it made me angry, it had to make you angry.
Well, the weather is so good, I'm not going to complain.
Well, I understand.
Yet.
The Minister of Public Safety in Canada has branded the nonviolent protest, the peaceful protest of these truck drivers. Never once has violence broke out. Never once has any of these truck drivers did anything violent. He's now branded them as violent protesters who have to be stopped. Police have to get rid of them. They're doing things that lead to violence, and they do not represent the trucking industry in Canada. What the hell is this guy on drugs?
Well, I think he's following Trudeau. Trudeau enacted emergency powers, which hasn't never been done before in Canada.
Trudeau's now like he's like a dictator now, isn't he?
He has the powers of a dictator.
Right.
And what's fascinating is the truckers are winning all across Canada. So in Ontario, they announced that the mandates will be lifted in March, right? They already lifted them in Vancouver, and again, when you stand up for what you believe in and you're right, and the evil government comes in and by the way, the media was 100% behind Trudeau. When you read like any article from the mainstream media, it's all about how the truckers are occupiers and
they're violent protesters.
And Trudeau called them, he said this is similar to what Nazis did. It's unbelievable. I think it's always a bad idea to compare anybody to Nazis. That's just a me thing. I think once you do that, you've gone too far, and you can't ever walk that back. But it's pretty terrible. But the people of Canada, our friends to the north, and now I don't ever see truckers from Canada, but if I do, I'm going to just honk at them the whole time because out of show of respect, rather than like I do the car drivers just to get out of the way. So Canada, and that movement's moving all over the country, and you can see these how ridiculous. And what's crazy is you can really see these politicians' true colors, because we're beyond COVID, right? I think as a country, as an epidemiologist, I put my epidemiologist cap on that I've never gone to school for and I'm not qualified. But I think we've all been beyond COVID for a very long time, and it's just been stretched out by the government and the need for pharmaceutical companies to make more money. So it's fascinating to watch that the people are starting to fight back. And did you see the Rams parade today? Did you see they're making them do a negative COVID test?
Yeah.
Or a vaccine card to go to a parade outside in LA where it's like 75 degrees?
Yes.
And the evidence is overwhelming that that COVID can't be spread outside. But again, they still want our kids masks. It's unbelievable. And all I can say is thank God I live in Florida. Thank God I live in Florida.
Well, it's almost like Canada has done the exact thing the U.S. did, but in a different way. Remember 2 years ago when there was the violent protest where they burnt down federal buildings in Portland and in Seattle, and they occupied downtown Portland, and they destroyed.
Did it in Canada too?
Yeah, they destroyed. Remember they did all that. All that was thought as peaceful protest. Remember it was played up as these are just people in peaceful protest and everything. Now an actual peaceful protest is being portrayed in the Canadian news as violent truckers who are just trying to force their will on people, and they don't speak for the truckers across the country. My understanding is the truckers across the country are 100% behind this.
Oh, there's no doubt, and to make it worse, Trudeau allowed them to protest and to burn things, and said we need to give them space, right? Again, this is just, let's be very clear, and people, anybody who says that COVID isn't political is just flat out wrong, right? COVID falls right down political lines. If you're a Democrat, you're for COVID protocols. If you're a Republican, you're free for the people to make their own choices. If you want to go get a booster, get a booster. Every time I read an article on the booster shot, its efficacy is now it's down to 3 months. So they're saying about 14 to 15 weeks, right? So you're going to have to get a booster every 15 weeks. All right, go get a booster. Go ahead. Your body, your choice. You getting a booster doesn't impact my life in any way, shape, or form. Go crazy.
Yeah, go crazy. Get one. Look, and don't. We're not anti-vax. I am here to tell you I'm vaccinated.
Well, my vaccine's now worn off, according to everybody. But since I got COVID, my natural immunity is now proven to be at least 6 months long.
Right, at least. I just find it humorous that whatever goes against what the leadership of two countries, the U.S. and Canada, whatever goes against what the leadership thinks is what we should be doing, is just eviscerated in the press. The press used to be, the media used to be the fourth, in the checks and balances. It used to be the fourth dimension in checks and balances, and now it's just a puppet for the liberal agenda in both countries.
Well, I don't know. Now that we know a lot more about the media than we ever have. And B, I don't know if the media has ever been anything other than liberal. Right? I mean, you go all the way back to yellow journalism.
No, it has been. It's always been liberal.
They've been warmongers, or they've always pushed an agenda of some kind. And that's why the people in media and journalists feel empowered. And so again, the great thing is as an American citizen, you have access to so much information that you can decipher for yourself, and that's the key.
How long before, though, that some of that information, if we keep going in this direction, I can see this administration here in this country, the administration in Canada, doing what the administrations in China and Russia do. Cut your access off to any information they want except what they want you to have.
Well, they've already done that with Facebook and Twitter. And you couldn't say cloth masks were ineffective, 6 months ago.
You can't say it now, or Twitter, Facebook. I mean, not Facebook. YouTube will throw you off. YouTube will throw you off right now.
CDC has already deemed that that's a fact. So it took them. I mean, we've been in 2 weeks of slow spread for 2 years now. Come on. Come on. What are we really talking about? We're talking about the government wanting to control you. It's what I said at the time. It's what I will say now. And this will go down. I said this at the time. This will go down as the worst thing of the United States has ever put its children at. It's a roof. There is nothing. The threat of nuclear war, when we used to have those, and they're like, what's the long-term impact? I don't know. I just know how to tuck, right? But wearing masks and the impact that has on your body is going to be far-reaching for decades.
Well, I used to laugh. I'm young. I'm old enough that in the early 70s, 71, 72, we still did nuclear. You would do nuclear bomb training, where if you were in school and the sirens went off. I always thought it was the dumbest thing, and I got in trouble at Holy Rosary Catholic School. The nun, Sister Elmer, got me all angry with me because I was like, I'm not getting under the desk. And I'm in the second grade, and I'm not getting under the desk. Now, I was not the dumbest. I wasn't a dumb kid. I was pretty good. I was pretty smart my whole life, right? So it's in the second grade, I go, no, I'm not getting under the desk. She goes, this is the training. You got to get under. I go, sister. I looked at her. I go, sister. A bomb kills me regardless. I didn't say regardless. I said something along the, second grader would say, but I let her know that I understand getting under the desk ain't going to save me. Right. And so I refused to get under the desk. I got smacked on my hands 4 times on each palm for refusing to get under the desk. But I was like, I'm not going to survive just by getting under a desk. And my mom backed me up on that and everything. So it ended up working out for me, except for the 4 smacks on each palm for defying the nun. But, that's the same thing here. Getting under, when we did those nuclear drills, getting under that desk wasn't going to save you. No.
And again, let's be clear. If there's a nuclear bomb, you have to decide if you really want to survive or not.
Right.
You want to deal with the aftermath. But again, I mean, the government wants to control us, and they took every opportunity. And let's be very clear. No COVID, Trump is in office, and we're looking at a completely different world. Right? We can all, whether you think it's better or not, we could debate. But we're looking at a completely different world, and there's no way Putin's doing what he's doing to Ukraine.
No way. Not even slightly. We got to take a break. We'll be right back with more with Galen Nunoff from Life South on 1370 AM, 96.3 FM. This is WOCA, The Source.
Loved one being released from a hospital and wondering how you'll manage? Inform your physician that you want to go to Palm Garden of Ocala at 2700 Southwest 34th Street for your rehabilitation. Palm Garden provides pain management, post-discharge follow-up, diabetic care, psychosocial support, and so much more. Plus, they even offer outpatient rehab. This award-winning care facility has a team of licensed professionals dedicated to enhancing your independence. Call 352-854-6262 today.
Hi, this is JP from Penn Flooring here in Ocala. I would like to invite you to come in and visit our spacious showroom where we have solutions for every style and budget. From wall-to-wall carpet to hardwood floors and tiles, we have an unsurpassed selection of flooring. At Penn Flooring, we've provided quality customer service with a family touch for over 25 years. Visit our website at pennflooring.com or come by our showroom, 1201 Southwest 17th Street, just over the bridge. Penn Flooring, quality customer service with a family touch.
New arrivals and new savings are waiting for you at Blockers Furniture with over 80,000 square feet of the best selection and best prices you can find on furniture, mattresses, home accents, accessories, and more. And with new trucks arriving weekly, Blockers has the best available in-stock selection. Unlike many other furniture companies that will have you waiting for months to get what you want or need, come see everything that Blockers has to offer. Blockers Furniture, 2402 Southwest College Road, next to Hobby Lobby.
Are you wasting time boxing up packages and going to the post office or the UPS store? Are you tired of not knowing what you'll pay when you get there? Just Ship offers pickup service and flat rate packaging and postage rates, which takes the guesswork out of shipping while saving you time and money. So quit wasting valuable time and money. Call or text Just Ship at 352-234-3840. That's 352-234-3840. Just Shipped.
You're having another great day and you have good taste tuning into WOCA The Source with Ocala Talks and Tom Schmitz. Well, 1 out of 2 isn't bad.
Welcome back to Ocala Talks. On a Thursday, I'm trying to make it the beginning of the week again, Monday, but it's not. It's Thursday. Galen, from Life South joins us. Galen, speaking of a bad week, if you're a Dallas Cowboy fan, it's been a bad week. Mike McCarthy goes on the radio on Tuesday, says that I'm not the head coach of that football team. Jerry Jones is. I would like to be the head coach of that team, but, you do it Jerry's way or else, and I'm not happy with it that way. So because Jerry went on and said, Jerry's not backing Mike McCarthy, then it breaks yet less than 24 hours later. It comes out in an ESPN story on Wednesday. It details a lawsuit by 4 Dallas Cowboy cheerleaders over sexual misconduct allegations against the former Cowboys public relations chief, Rich Dalrymple. They say that Rich Dalrymple walked in on them while they were changing clothes. He videotaped them while they were doing that. And then he put a half wall up and put a camera on there and tape it, recording the room while the girls were changing and all. And he, of course, on February 2nd, retired after 32 years. He just said, no, I retire. But they said he walked in on them at the AT&T Stadium when they were dressing, filming him on his iPhone from behind a partial wall in their locker room. I mean, it's not been a good week for the Dallas Cowboys.
Well, again, nobody gets more hype than the Dallas Cowboys. Their fans are so delusional. And again, it's what do you want to? I know you love to go off on Jerry Jones, so I'll pass it back over to you.
Well, there are people that are actually saying, and it's never going to happen, folks. Let's clear this up for everybody out there. There's a massive Twitter movement to make Jerry Jones. They said that this is the same thing almost. They're comparing it to Donald Sterling with the LA Clippers, which I don't understand that. Donald Sterling said racist comments to a girl about Magic Johnson. I don't see anywhere that this is the same correlation, but Twitter's trying to make it the same correlation, and that Jerry Jones needs to be forced to sell the team. That ain't happening, okay? Jerry Jones ain't gonna be forced to do anything. But this is it's always been a question about Jerry Jones. Was he the coach? Who was coach? But there's never been any sexual misconduct stuff and all. And now this is not good territory for the Cowboys.
Yeah, again, it's an employee doing stupid things. So I'm sure Jerry Jones will step away from it. He'll be covered, but it's the Cowboys. I don't really know what you expect from them. They're pretty terrible.
Well,
I don't know.
They're not a good football team. They can't win in the playoffs. They can't keep coaches. And now they got. This wasn't just your average.
But you know what? I'm going to blame Mike McCarthy on this because I didn't think was going to happen. Every coach that's been there,
the
exact same thing. Jimmy Johnson said that.
That's why Jimmy Johnson left.
Won 2 Super Bowls. Right. So what are we talking about here? Mike McCarthy's like, oh no, I'm going to go coach the Cowboys. Prestigious job. I'm going to get paid a lot of money. And when I suck at it, I can blame Jerry.
Well,
congratulations. You did it.
McCarthy said in this interview, I thought I'd get a little more respect. I am a Super Bowl winning coach. And I'm like, yeah, but Jerry Jones has got Super Bowl rings too. He did that's not impressing him that you got Super Bowl rings. He's got Super Bowl rings.
Again, it's the Cowboys and it's Twitter. Two things that I think are incredibly overrated. I do believe Twitter runs the world, though.
Well, this is a big deal about the public relations chief, Rich Dalrymple.
I guess. I mean, it's a sexual misconduct within a business. All those Cowboy cheerleaders will be paid handsomely. They'll be fine.
But do you think there's a pattern in the NFL for sexual misconduct from the front offices?
There's a pattern. There's a pattern in every male-dominated business like that because men do stupid things.
Because we're big dumb animals. Is that what you're saying?
No, I mean I know that's a cop out, but how many? But it happens in every business. Every business has some sexual misconduct that they have to deal with. In the NFL, it's just gets to the light of day much quicker, and when it is brought to the light, it's a huge deal. You know, I mean, if this happened at I don't know, your neighborhood Publix, it wouldn't be as big a deal. I don't know. It's the Cowboys, and everything the Cowboys do is magnified. Everything.
Yeah, everything they do is magnified, and the slightest thing can be blown out of proportion. I think this whole coaching thing is way blown out of proportion. I think Jerry Jones is going to want to do what he wants to do, and Mike McCarthy, being a Super Bowl winning coach and all, doesn't matter to Jerry Jones. Jerry Jones wants to keep him, he'll keep him. If he doesn't want to keep him, he'll fire him or he won't extend his contract, and he'll move on.
Guess what?
And every coach
He's
that
the
you go,
owner.
and every coach that goes there has to understand that you're not the big dog in the room. Jerry Jones will always be the big dog in the room.
Well, he's the owner. He can write the work. Look, they got a contract. He can rip it up or, say, yeah, I'm still going to pay you. You're just not going to come to the office. Done.
Mike McCarthy said in that radio interview, not all owners are like that. I go, yeah, because there's 32 different people that own. Just because you've worked for somebody or you may have worked for somebody that didn't take the lead as an owner, Jerry Jones, his MO is he's in charge, and he's the force to be reckoned with. Some people stay in the background and let their coach be the force to be reckoned with. Jerry Jones isn't that guy. He's never been that guy. And for Mike McCarthy to act surprised just tells me, like you said, Mike McCarthy's a bad football coach with the Cowboys, and he just using Jerry Jones as a cop-out to try to cover that he's not been very good.
Yep. Exactly.
Oh, the Cowboys.
You get fired up, and I don't understand your passionate hatred for the Cowboys. Who cares?
I told you about
That's
my passionate
part of the
hatred.
problem.
Tom Landry.
I know.
I told you.
But it's just part of the problem. Like, quit talking about him, and maybe it'll go away.
As long as Jerry Jones is coach there, it's never going away. Who cares? They're the most recognized brand in the NFL.
Yeah, so?
Everybody,
That's
they're
only because you keep
America's team.
talking about it.
They're America's team. Ask the fan base that the fan base of the Dallas Cowboys are delusional as Georgia Bulldog fans.
But you're the guy on the side of the road going, I don't know why my house is on fire, as you're pouring gasoline on it.
Well, it wouldn't be my house. It's the Cowboys' house. I don't know what's going on over there.
You're asking why the Cowboys' house is on fire as you're pouring gasoline on it.
Spraying it with gasoline and enjoying it while it's burning, by the way.
All right, go ahead then.
Don't fire Tom Landry, and I wouldn't do that.
I just find that so boring. I don't know. I find that anything to do with the Cowboys is boring.
Well, I mean, one of my buddies sent me a thing that says, I just hope when I get to heaven there's VHS machines there so I can watch the last time the Cowboys won a Super Bowl. I thought that was pretty funny. Pretty funny.
You say that about a lot of NFL teams.
Yeah, well, not the Falcons. There is no Super Bowl win. There is no Super Bowl win.
Nope.
There is no Super Bowl. Okay, I'm just not happy. Now I'm just I'm sad
I'm
now.
just over. I mean, I'm tired of the Cowboys.
I'm sad now. I'm
Surrounded
surprised.
by them at work, and they're delusional. I mean, we all know they're delusional.
They are
I'm
delusional.
a Bucks fan. We suck. Let's just move on.
Well, that's what I said about the Falcons. When the Falcons started getting good, I was like, why are y'all doing this? We Falcons fans were very content you win in 5 games a year. We were content that way. It was okay. We were content.
Don't give me hope.
Yeah, don't give me hope. No hope. Besides, most Falcons fans are still drunk Georgia Bulldog fans that don't realize they're not at the Georgia game. You realize that, right? Red and black, they don't see a difference. They don't see a difference.
No,
We got to take a break. We'll be right back with more from Galen from Life South after this timeout on WOCA, The Source.